Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the Smart Whirlpool Top Load Washer, featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Hey, Seattle, we're your neighbor with the beautiful ships sailing from Pier 91, Holland America Line. We're celebrating 75 years in Alaska this summer with round-trip cruises from Seattle from only $4.99. Soak in the spectacular scenery, listen to the sound of calving glaciers, and experience the breathtaking wildlife of the Great Land. We love Alaska, and we can't wait to share it with you. Restrictions apply. Fares are per person based on double occupancy. Call your travel advisor or visit hollandamerica.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. And once again, we have teamed up with the Washington State Council of Firefighters and Operation Warm. Why? Coats for Kids. This holiday season, it's about getting coats on those kids.
And man, we have a very lofty goal, BJ, of $50,000. We're hoping to hit that. As of right now, we're just a couple dollars away from $22,000 raised already. We're almost at the halfway point. Tomorrow's a big day because it's Coach for Kids Day. So all day long on our show, Ryan Katzel, the men's room, all we're going to be doing is just asking the Rockaholics to step up and donate whatever they can. Shout out to Aaron Evans, who joined the 69 Club, but in an epic way. He donated $169.
Nice.
James Listo, he joined the 69 Club, donating $69. And then thanks to Joshua Friend for donating $100. And Kellen Borgen for donating $50. All the Rockaholics are doing some great stuff for us. And I don't know if we'll hit $50,000 tomorrow, but I sure as hell think we're going to get some pretty high numbers after tomorrow. I mean, we're already at $22,000. That's fantastic.
Very, very happy about that. I want to thank Taylor Driving School and UMass Global because they're matching donations up to $1,000 each. And all it takes is $20. That's it. That puts a new coat on a kid that needs one here in Washington State. Anything helps, though. $1, whatever you got. If you can share it on your socials, go to KISW.com. That's where you can get all the information. That's where you can donate today.
Let's play B-Mix. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name. B-Mix. Don't be a loser. Whoa. B-Mix. You're a loser. It is time to B-Mix.
And it's time to pump it up for Monday. Yeah, get pumped up because it's Monday.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's all you got for me.
That's all I got, man.
I'm just laughing. I'm on Bro Bible's website, and there's a great little piece about how apparently there was a guy in the stands during the Packers game that looks exactly like Aaron Rodgers from the Packers. So they kept going back and forth between the two, and it's uncanny. It looks like Aaron Rodgers is in the crowd watching Aaron Rodgers play.
Whoa, that's Inception right there. I mean,
that's weird. What if it's his clone?
Yeah,
and they're just like slyly bringing it in there. It's like, hey, remember how this guy plays? You're going to have to learn someday.
Glitch and Matrix.
That is really wild.
It is. Oh, yeah, it's marketing for the Matrix.
It's so weird, man.
That is really creepy.
Wouldn't it be funny if that was him? Like when the defense plays, he goes out there and watches.
He just goes out.
I just want to feel what it's like to be out there with the crowd.
Yeah, man. So what if there is him and he just and there's another guy who's an imposter, and that's not actually Aaron quarterback.
Oh, he just realized he's like, that's not me out there. I'm me.
He was so mad at the team. Remember, he was like all pissed off after last season that some people thought he wasn't coming back. Maybe he didn't come back, and they just found someone that looks like him.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the whole Avril Lavigne conspiracy happening all over again.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get to our contestant today. We got Zach in Tacoma. Zach, are you there?
I'm here, guys. What's going on?
What's going on? All right,
Zach.
Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Zach will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Zach, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
The fictional salesperson character Flo represents what insurance company?
Progressive.
Yes. In what decade did the show 60 Minutes first premiere on TV?
60s.
Yes. How many Super Bowl rings does Aaron Rodgers have? Yeah.
3,
No.
2,
No.
1.
Yes. The TV show King of the Hill was based in what U.S. state?
Texas.
Yes. The island country Cyprus lies within what sea?
Mediterranean.
Yes. Which artist's first pop album, 1989, was released in 2014?
1989. Pass.
Which is the brightest planet in the Earth's sky?
The sun.
No.
In the Earth sky. Saturn.
No.
Jupiter.
No. Which actor was the star of the show Diagnosis Murder?
Diagnosis Murder. Pass.
On the Origin of Species was written by which notable evolutionist?
Darwin.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 correct.
Not too shabby. You got some old people questions in there, but not
Yeah,
bad.
there's a couple of them for the oldies. Way past Steve's age there, and
That's
I know
a fact.
I know you knew those.
Oh, exactly. That's why I'm sitting there going, I'm not sure who you're playing this game for, sir.
Well, there's some questions for old people. There's some questions for youngins, and everywhere in between.
Oh man, I think some of those oldies, I think you gotta just send packing.
Oh, really? You think I need to retire a couple of these ones?
I really do. I really think that one of that one you asked about that show.
Yeah.
Really? There's nobody under the age of 40 that's going to know what
There's
you're
a
talking
lot
about.
of old people out there that listen to us.
That's nice and all, but there's also a lot of young people that listen to us too, and we don't have nearly enough.
I'll be surprised if Steve gets that one correct.
Yeah, I know it because I'm old. That's the only reason I know it.
Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
The fictional salesperson character Flo represents what insurance company?
Progressive.
Yes.
Nice.
In what decade did the show 60 Minutes first premiere on TV?
Decade. I'm going to go 50s.
No.
40s.
No.
60s.
Yes. How many Super Bowl rings does Aaron Rodgers have? I know. I know, right?
1.
Yes. The show.
Weird.
I know. The TV show King of the Hill was based in what U.S. state?
Ohio.
No.
New York.
No.
Massachusetts.
No.
Wow.
The island country Cyprus lies within what sea?
The Caspian.
No.
The Sea of Tranquility.
No.
That's it.
The Sea of Disbelief.
No.
Oh.
Which artist's first pop album, 1989, was released in 2014?
Oh, that would be Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Happy birthday. And happy birthday to Tater Tot. She might be listening right now. I love you.
Happy birthday, Tatum. Which is the brightest planet in the Earth's sky?
That would be Uranus, right?
No.
Don't say that word to mommy.
Wow.
I'm going to go Pluto.
No. And Steve,
Wow.
on your daughter's birthday,
Daughter's birthday.
you lose 6-4.
On the day of your daughter's birthday,
Congrats, Zach.
you lose big time. Wow. Thank you, Zach. You gave us a win, buddy.
Yeah. I can't believe I pulled that one through. I thought he was going to beat me for sure.
Yeah, well, you know what? Because of you, we get this. That's right, little tater. Know this about your father.
Daddy loser? Daddy loses?
Yeah. Daddy poops. He did it. Yep. He pooped the bed, Tatum, on this one. He surely did. The bed.
The TV show King of the Hill was based out of Texas.
Come on, Bobby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it,
they're
Bobby.
they sound like they're from Texas.
Yeah, they do.
That's probably why they're from Texas.
Zach got that one correct. He also knew that the island country of Cyprus lies in the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah, nice job.
Yeah, the Sea of Tranquility is still on the moon there.
Yeah, it's a great place.
Does anybody happen to know the brightest planet in the Earth's sky?
The brightest, is it Venus?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I think that's what I remember. I remember hearing about that.
There was a couple questions you didn't get to, Steve. The oldest question possibly I could have asked, I guess, on this one. Which actor was the star of the show Diagnosis Murder?
Diagnosis Murder, ladies and gentlemen.
What show is that?
It was an old show where an old man played a doctor who solved murders.
Liam Neeson.
No.
No.
It wasn't Matlock.
No.
It wasn't Murder, She Wrote.
It wasn't Ed Asner either.
No, it was our boy Dick Van D.
Yep, Dick Van Dyke.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he tried to come back, and then even he was probably like looking in the mirror going.
It lasted for a while, I think.
Yeah, isn't it his birthday today, too?
It is his birthday today.
How old is Dick that he's still alive?
69.
I mean,
no, he's way older than 69.
He's getting close to 90.
Yeah, I think he's up there.
96.
96.
He's 96?
Yeah.
I thought he was just getting close to 90.
Nope.
Woo! Dick Van Dyke is making Betty White looking a little, well, she's still older.
Yeah, she's still older.
3 years.
And he's still with us.
Yes.
Yeah, good for him.
Which is pretty amazing for a dude. I mean, I want to know how Dick's lived. I mean, seriously, what's he done? He's always been a thin dude. You know what I mean? I want to know his regimen. I really do. I mean, what's kept him alive?
Allegedly drank and smoked, so he lived a hard life.
Yeah.
I would love to know that if that was the case, because I might start.
I'm kidding.
You might start.
He wasn't, but he was never a fat guy. Don't remember hearing anything about him doing drugs. I mean, for a man to live to 96 years old in Hollywood is pretty amazing.
Well, so did what was Bob Barker's was yesterday. He was 98.
Yeah, he's 98.
Yeah.
You're not going to like what he has to say because it's anything BJ's going to want to do.
Oh, no.
He's still doing sit-ups and working out every day.
Boom.
Yeah.
Every day, BJ. Drop and give us 25 sit-ups.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that'll
I
never
knew it.
happen.
I knew there had to be some catch to it.
He says, so all you old guys out there, listen to me. I'm telling you, you can keep going for a long time.
Yeah, BJ.
Probably got
Yeah,
abs.
it's too late. I've done too much damage.
He's got those old man abs, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I bet he does. But he's always looked thin. You know, so that's why I thought he's probably healthy.
Yeah, so we were talking about doppelgangers with Aaron Rodgers and the fan that was in the crowd that looked like him. Some people were like, hey, let's not forget that Bill Burr was the punter or the kicker for
Oh, my God.
the Texans during the game. Dude, did you see that, BJ?
I have not seen that dude enough to... I knew he was a bald guy, but that's
He
about
looks
it.
just like Bill Burr.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's-
Yes, he does. Whoa.
Creepy how much he looked like Bill Burr out there.
Wow, that's insane.
And once you get it in your head, you couldn't get it out of your head.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Well, Joe and I were watching it, and I was like, Joe, Bill Burr's on and he was like, what the heck? And then we just talked about it for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, as soon as they showed him on the screen, I'm like, whoa. And then you go on Twitter, of course, and everyone's just like, yeah, that's Bill Burr. Bill Burr is apparently the punter for the Texans.
Has no one ever identified this before? Because, I mean, obviously, we're late in the football season, and I can't believe someone else hasn't noticed this in other games they played.
It might have just been because of the angle. I don't know. But it was just like that one side profile shot that they showed when they were showing how many punts that the guys had for the season, and how he's like leading the league. It was so funny.
Yeah, that was, I mean, you got two good football teams when they're highlighting the punters. Like, here are two all-star Pro Bowl caliber punters. They're best in the league. You're seeing them both right here. And it's like, all right, yeah, well, that's great. You really want you want to be known for your punter. You really do. And speaking of the Seahawks, they did win their second game in a row. First time this year, I think.
Yep.
As they beat the Texans yesterday. We're going to recap the whole game with the host of Mitch Unfiltered. Should we be encouraged? Mitch Levy joins us at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the smart Whirlpool top-load washer featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Hey, Seattle, we're your neighbor with the beautiful ships sailing from Pier 91, Holland America Line. We're celebrating 75 years in Alaska this summer with round-trip cruises from Seattle from only $4.99. Soak in the spectacular scenery, listen to the sound of calving glaciers, and experience the breathtaking wildlife of the Great Land. We love Alaska, and we can't wait to share it with you. Restrictions apply. Fares are per person based on double occupancy. Call your travel advisor or visit hollandamerica.com.
If 2020 has taught us anything, it's to take nothing for granted. So when you expect hot water and get cold, when you expect the shower to drain and it doesn't, when you turn the furnace on and it won't start, stop freaking and call Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical. 1-800-FREAKIN'.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
BJ, it's so great to talk to our next guest, especially after a big win from the Seahawks. Please welcome to the show the host of Mitch Unfiltered. It's Mitch Levy. Boom. Haley, you're going to piss off some of your listeners if you keep running that bell.
Don't start with me. Don't start with me.
I know. I'm on the Twitters and I'm thinking, man, Mitch has got the best fans ever. They love him.
Yeah. That's me. That's Mitch Unfiltered. How are you guys? You know, you gave me the cold shoulder after last week's win, and now we've got 2 in a row on our hands, and we've got something special going on here in Seattle. We really didn't want to talk to you today because we saw that when we didn't talk to you, things go well.
Yeah, what fun is it talking to him after a victory?
Oh gosh. Well, they look, if they didn't win yesterday against that team, then we would have something completely different to talk about this morning. We'd be talking about whether they should be making changes at coaches and quarterbacks now as opposed to the end of the season. But they beat a really bad football team, 33-13. And hey, there's I wouldn't say there's reason to be excited, but I tell you this: that we are 1 week away, 1 win away. Next Monday, if the three of us are talking, and they are coming off of a win against the Rams on the road in Los Angeles to get to 6-8, then I think there's a reason to start to wonder whether they could run the table and finish 9-8 at the end of the year. I don't think that conversation is appropriate this morning because they still have both the Rams and the Cardinals left. But let's see if this renewed sense from the Seahawks can hold up next week against the Rams.
Yeah, there's a lot that needs to happen anyway. Really. Well, even if we do run the table, so much needs to happen.
No, actually not. I mean, I think
really?
it'll all. Yeah. Oh, I think if they run the table, to think that there would be 7 teams when you look at the NFC right now, to think that there would be 7 teams all 9-8 or better, I think is a long shot at the very best. I think. If they do their job, which I'm not sitting here telling you they're going to run the table because come on, they've been terribly inconsistent, and that might be giving them too much credit, terribly inconsistent. But if they run the table to get to 9-8, they're going to be in the playoffs. I don't think you have to worry too much about
really?
That. Yes, I think they'll be in the playoffs.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know what you're looking at. I guess I'm looking at different stuff. It seems like everybody right now, almost everybody who's ahead of us beats us in tiebreakers. So maybe you're looking at something different than I am.
Well, I'm looking at the records now, and then what each team has to do the rest of the way. And I can envision. Well, there's one team that doesn't beat us on tiebreakers. That's the San Francisco 49ers. If you end up in a 2-way tie with them, you've swept them.
That's a good point.
But my point is, and this is probably not the right conversation. Again, this is probably the conversation to have next Monday. But my point is when you look at where everybody is right now and you look at their schedule the remainder of the way, I do not think ultimately, I don't think the Seahawks will make the playoffs, but I think that 7th seed in the NFC will very likely be 8-9 at the end of the year. Yeah.
Whoa.
So I think 9-8 does it. I think a 9-8 Seahawks team does it as opposed to an 8-9 team.
Okay,
they won't win. You're right. They won't win any tiebreakers at 8-9. That's the point. If they get to 8-9, there's going to be probably 2 or 3 teams that are 8-9, and they're not going to win any tiebreakers against them. But I think at 9-8, just the way the NFC's going, I don't think there's going to be any other teams 9-8 for that 7th seed.
I didn't realize that you thought the 7 seed would be 8 and 9. All right. Well, with that scenario, you're absolutely right. I mean, then if they run the table, they get in.
See, let's have the optimism, boys.
Now I want to clear up, BJ. No. I think that the 7th seed will be 8 and 9, but I do not think it will be an 8 and 9 Seahawks team.
Oh, you're absolutely right. We can't tie anybody, but at 9, if you believe that actually there'll be a team with a worse record than 9 and 8, then we run the table. Of course, we're going to make it.
That's right. That's right.
What I wanted to talk to you about is my big conspiracy theory / big move made in the offseason.
Go ahead. I'm ready. I'm listening.
I am watching the games go down, and every time they're going, hey, why can't they get to DK Metcalf? And all of a sudden, this epiphany happened. The skies opened up, and realizing that, because of the Jamal Adams trade, that, depending upon how we do, let's just say we go 500. Let's say we lose to the Rams and we lose to the Cardinals. We have a losing season, which means we should get decent draft picks. Except we won't have decent draft picks because of that trade. And I was like, unless we make a trade to get decent draft picks. And that's where I was thinking, DK Metcalf traded in the offseason for draft picks. That's my big theory. That is my big thing. I think this team can do without him, considering that we need a lot more help anyway. DK Metcalf is not a guy I think that's going to help us in the short term because our short term is pretty bleak. That's if your scenario comes true and we end up getting into playoffs, never mind. Anything can happen at that point. But if my scenario comes through, which means we're a 500 team for these next 4 games, which I believe we will be, then I say DK Metcalf gets traded for draft picks while he's still got something.
There's so much there. First of all.
Yeah, baby, do it. I give you something to talk about.
Please don't tell me that my scenario is that the Seahawks are going to finish 9-8. That is not my scenario.
Well, that is your scenario.
Get the cotton balls out of your freaking ears.
What I mean is you've given us a scenario where they can get in the playoffs.
I said that if they run the table, they will be in the playoffs. I never said they will run the table, nor would I ever bet that they will run there. That's number one.
But I will say this, Mitch. You're the. Let me clarify, because Mitch, you created a scenario, meaning I didn't realize we could get in the playoffs at 9 and 8. You definitely believe we can. That's why I'm giving you credit for that scenario. I'm not saying you said they're going to do that. Yeah,
that credit and 25 cents will get me a cup of coffee.
Because I didn't even think at 9 and 8 we could get in the playoffs. You strongly believe.
Let's go back to your big. Let's go back to your big
theory. Steve loves it. Look at him. Steve is like ready to make this happen. He's ready to pull the trigger.
No. I'm just wondering why the alarm clock went off today.
Hey, you and me both. Theory. I should have stayed on COVID protocol.
This is the best theory ever. This should be done.
I think your big theory is. Well, first of all, you didn't use the best reason. If you want to stick to that theory, another reason that you should use in your delivery, and that's the situation regarding DK Metcalf's contract. You didn't even mention that.
Well, I don't know these things. I have to know football to know that.
Well, he's up for a big renewal. I mean, he's going to want they're going to have to deal with him. If he's staying here, they're going to have to give him mega years and mega dollars at the end of this year. I think he'll be coming up to his final year of his contract. So there's that. That's also a consideration. And by the way, going back to your original theory, which before you get to the DK Metcalf trade, I think you're right. I think the biggest problem this Seahawks organization has is the lack of draft choices. The fact that they have given away, especially their number 1 pick, which is going to be if they lose some games on the way in, which they could lose some games to the Rams, they could lose some games to the Cardinals. I don't think they're going to lose to the Bears or the Lions here, but they might. You never know. That first-round draft choice that they've lost, that they've traded to the Jets for Jamal Adams, we're talking about something that's going to be in the 5, 6, or 7 range in the first round of the day. That's going to really sting when the Jets are making that pick instead of the Seahawks. So the basis for your theory is not flawed. I don't think they'll walk away. I think that DK Metcalf is too valuable. Now,
why are you talking away from him?
Why aren't you talking about number 3? Why are you talking about the 3 first-round draft choices that they could get for number 3? They can get a lot more for number 3 than they can get for 14. Why not trade number 3?
Because I just don't think number 3 is going to go. But you're right, Mitch. I mean, I think that, either you trade number 3 or you trade number 14. Because, listen, Tyler Lockett is untouchable to me. Tyler Lockett gets it done, great attitude. I mean, the guy's a winner. DK Metcalf could be a winner, but he's immature. He does not, he drops some balls. He does some stupid things, but he does have upside, which is what you want when you're ready to trade somebody. If they get some help in the offensive line, maybe get a running back, or something that they can count on that might stay healthy, I think that's much more valuable than DK Metcalf because they've got other dudes that can catch the ball and Tyler Lockett.
Migsy.
Yes, sir.
What are you guys planning on talking about in the next segment? Because can we get there? Can we get to you guys on that next?
Wow! So
you
really,
I completely. You're so much of what you just said.
The team just won a game and we're blowing it up, man. I can't believe
so much of what you just said is flawed. First of all,
all right.
Number one, I love Tyler Lockett. Everybody loves. I like what he stands for. I like the kind of teammate he is. I like what he brings to the table. He's up for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. All the power. I love Ty. He had a great game yesterday. But let me just make sure that you understand this, even though you don't understand this. DK Metcalf right now is a lot more valuable than Tyler Lockett. A lot more valuable than Tyler. The idea that you would say, "Oh, we got to keep Tyler Lockett, but we'll trade DK Metcalf." You got to look at age. You got to look at the type of receivers they are. We're talking DK Metcalf is one of the probably 5 or 6 best wide receivers in the sport right now.
Wow, really?
So,
right.
oh yeah.
And Tyler Lockett's having a great game because everyone's targeting.
Wow.
You don't think that people are focusing on DK and that gives him a better opportunity?
Tyler Lockett is a terrific player, but DK Metcalf is just different. He's a different bird altogether, and I think that the idea of going away from DK Metcalf. No, I'm not saying it won't happen.
I would say top 10, but top 5, boy, yeah. I think you are. I think you're loving that guy a lot more than he deserves.
Oh, you're hating him more than he deserves.
I am. I mean, look, he's top 10, yes. Top 5, I bet we could find 5 other receivers in the NFL overall better than him.
I thought I said top 5 or 7.
You said 7. All right. Well, now we're going to 7.
Top 5 or 7.
I think
if you,
he's top 10. He's not top 7.
I think if you polled NFL general managers, if you went to 31 other, not John Schneider, 31 other NFL general managers, and you said to those 31 people, give us the 5 wide, if you could have any 5 wide receivers right now, any 5 wide receivers, the full package, everything that comes along with them, the baggage that comes along with them, the productivity that comes along with them, the size, the speed. If you gave those 31 general managers a choice of 5 guys, considering all the guys' ages, you can start your team with any one of those wide receivers. I will guarantee you that DK Metcalf would be on every one of the 31 general managers.
That's why get rid of him, because you're right, and I think they're wrong. I think that they're giving him way too much credit, which means his upside, his value is amazing. Now, Mitch, we disagree on this, and you could very well be right. I just have a vibe that he's got a lot of value, but he's overvalued, and this is the time to get rid of him because he's overvalued, and people are going to realize they're buying a product that isn't as good as it is. And let's get rid of it.
I love the sigh from Mitch that answered everything you said.
Oh, God.
Let's get rid of that product, man. If you're buying high, sell high, buy low. I mean, I think that he is more valuable to everybody else than he really is in real life as a performer.
Now, BJ, do you want to trade him in the extended preseason next year, the first 6 games of the regular season?
Here we go. I see.
Do you want to trade him after you've decided the Seahawks have decided what they are? Are they an offensive team or a defensive team?
They got to make these decisions. End of season, they've got if they're not going to get rid of Russell Wilson, which you know what, Mitch, if they get rid of Russell Wilson, then all bets are off. Then you got to have talented receivers, and at that point, why get rid of DK? But if you're going to keep Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf is not the reason why we're not winning these games. He's not that valuable to us. We got to get a guy that can run the ball consistently. And Rashad Penny, as good of a game as he had yesterday, come on, Mitch, against a regular defense, Rashad just isn't going to do that. Right? I mean, he's not our answer.
Oh, he's done. He's done in Seattle.
Yeah.
Rashad Penny's done in Seattle. He was done in Seattle before yesterday's game.
I've never been more depressed after a Seahawks win than
Congratulations.
ever after today's segment.
No Rashad Penny.
There's no reason to be depressed. There's no reason to be depressed. I'm telling you that they played a good football game yesterday. I didn't love the way they played in the first half. I didn't like the defense in the first half.
Yeah.
I don't like the way they come out of the gate defensively, and they let the 32nd ranked, the worst offense in the league, throw these underneath passes for 6 or 8 yards, just giving the guy the first 9 or 10 completions of the game. But you give the defense credit because they threw a shutout in the second half, and the team has come alive a little bit against a bad team, of course. And by the way, on the Rams game this weekend, remember one thing about the Rams game, if you want a little extra hope that the Seahawks could go beat the Rams are playing tonight against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
So the Rams will be on a short work week after a very important game. The Rams are playing the Cardinals. Don't forget, the Cardinals went to Los Angeles early in the season and not only handed the Rams their first loss, but just dominated them on their home field. So the Rams have circled this game tonight as a very, very big game for the Rams to play the Cardinals, and then to turn around and face a Seahawks team, maybe a little bit of an upstart Seahawks team on Sunday could be a problem for the Rams. So let's just see what happens on Sunday. I don't suspect that we'll be talking about a Seahawks win. I think we'll be talking about a Rams win next week right now, but let's just wait and see, and let's hold off on trading DK Metcalf here.
You keep that in your. You know what? You keep that in your back pocket. You might want to float that out on episode 171 next week. I mean, if you want, you don't have to give me credit for this marvelous idea that could save the team. You don't have to give me credit for it, Mitch.
BJ, we want people to listen to episode 171.
Oh, is that what we want?
Not ignore us.
I forgot
about
that.
Mentioning insane theories like this.
I don't know this business very well. I don't know. I forget.
No way, you just said that you're smarter than all the general managers.
Yeah. I'm telling you right now. I mean, look, it's easy to say.
You say it a billion times.
Yeah, I'm telling you, but you know, we see him that's the thing is we see him more than the other guys do. Well, we live with him. We know him. I mean, he drops a lot of passes that could be caught. To me, DK. Well, there are passes that he in his career that you go, gosh, DK, you could have made that play. He had, I mean, and this season he's done it too. Now, yesterday, there's nothing he did yesterday that I would say was his fault. But I just feel like, you're talking about trying to get value. I mean, that his value is a lot higher than I think he really is worth, is what I'm saying. And that's when you sell in the world of transactions. You sell when it's as high as crazy. And his value is high because of, like you said, everybody has a great opinion of him, which I think is higher than it should be. And why not? We need help. One dude's not going to get it done.
Miggsy, how much time does he spend on Sunday night trying to come up with a preposterous theory that he knows is going to get under Mitch's skin?
I knew.
Let me see what I can say that'll piss Mitch off.
I feel like there must just be a randomizer website that he just clicks a button and then he just kind of creates a...
Steve, I was sitting next to my wife yesterday and I looked her in the eye as the game was going on, and it just because it occurred to me, and I was just like, oh my God, tomorrow's going to be so awesome when I have...
define awesome.
I said, honey...
But has it been awesome?
That's
has it gone well for you? Do you feel like the segment's gone well for you?
It's got under your skin. I knew it would make you insane, and I looked her in the eye. I looked her and I said, honey, I go, you see that guy over there? She goes, yeah. I go, I'm gonna say something to Mitch tomorrow about that guy, and Mitch is gonna quit the show. He's gonna quit everything. He's gonna quit radio. He's gonna quit audio. He's gonna quit podcast. He's gonna quit everything. And once he hears this idea.
Okay. Well, I hope that you've gotten a thrill out of this.
Oh, and you know what? What are you gonna say if it happens? What are you gonna say if it happens? I am gonna be a world beater if this does happen in the off season.
Look, I would not ever say that never on anybody getting traded. And yes, I'll go back to the original theory, which is the Seahawks need draft choices.
Yeah.
The way they're going to get out of this hole is, I've said this a million times on our podcast. I probably said it to you guys. The way they're going to get out of this is they need to have good, young, inexpensive players. That's the way organizations work. And you get those inexpensive players in the draft, not in free agency. And when they don't have a lot of draft choices, in particular a number one pick, a first-round pick, they've got a problem. So are you saying that am I saying that it's impossible that they would trade DK Metcalf in the offseason? No, of course it's not impossible. But I find it to be highly, highly unlikely. He seems to be the type of guy that you build around as opposed to trading and turning him into draft choices. That's all.
All right. Well, I can't argue with that. No doubt about it. I can't argue with that.
Danny, keep doing that.
I will, though. I will
Danny,
argue with it, even though I
doing
can't.
that. Could you have done that about 20 minutes ago?
Mitch Unfiltered, episode 170, anywhere you get podcasts or MitchUnfiltered.com. He will, of course, maybe not this week, but next week, discuss perhaps one of the biggest moves that he's ever heard of in his career. He'll probably give it a lot of thought, a lot of discussion. He'll break it down. We couldn't go into it in full detail, the brilliance of that play. All right, well, Mitch, we will see you next. Hey, hopefully, Mitch, you're right that magic can happen in L.A. Even though it seems like the odds are against us, but that would be fun to be able to see if we could run that table and have a miraculous, shot into the playoffs. That would be really, really fun.
Sadly, we won't talk to you because we'll be on Christmas break at that point.
Oh, you're right. Oh,
God, there's always a reason why you guys don't want to talk to me.
Freaking Santa Claus, man.
Well, we're going to win then.
Santa Claus.
Well, we'll win then. If we're not talking to Mitch next week, we definitely win. I mean,
why don't we just talk on like a Zoom? The three of us will just have a Zoom call and we'll just.
Hey, we can do that. Yeah,
can we do it a little bit later in the day, though?
Yeah, we should do it later.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, there you go. Hey, Michael Strahan is the latest celebrity to go to space, and he had some powerful things to say after his experience. You'll hear from him at 7:50 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another listener question. How do I rebuild my credit after filing bankruptcy?
You rebuild it, one creditor at a time by making your payments on time on your rent or your mortgage, by continuing to make car payments on a car that you keep during your case. You can also, as I said, you can almost always get a credit card almost immediately after filing bankruptcy. Sometimes it's a secured card, and it'll almost always have a really high interest rate on it. But you could get a small balance credit card and charge a tank of gas or a dinner once a month on that and make the payment, pay it off every month, and that'll help you build a credit history one creditor at a time, and will help you rebuild your credit over time.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
Hey, Seattle, we're your neighbor with the beautiful ships sailing from Pier 91, Holland America Line. We're celebrating 75 years in Alaska this summer with round-trip cruises from Seattle from only $4.99. Soak in the spectacular scenery, listen to the sound of calving glaciers, and experience the breathtaking wildlife of the Great Land. We love Alaska, and we can't wait to share it with you. Restrictions apply. Fares are per person based on double occupancy. Call your travel advisor or visit hollandamerica.com.
The best defense is a good offense. So before the sewer backs up into your home and wreaks havoc, stop freaking and call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical is there for you when you need them most. 1-800-FREAKIN' or beaconplumbing.net.